This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so good afternoon and good evening to everybody. And thank you very much for joining this webinar. You all are welcome. And during this 1 hour, we will discuss mainly the project management. Okay, so during this time, we will only focus project management, not about more about other point of the automotive spice, but the project management. And before we start, I will give you the brief introduction of myself. So here I am working for Zuku Consulting Private Limited. So this company was founded in December 2014, and we are based in India, in Noida, but our work is all over world. Okay, and our business area about improving the processes in automotive spice, functional safety, CMMI, and we are working with different standards. With this introduction, next is about myself. My name is Sunil Kumar, and I can see some of the participants we have already interacted. Some are new people are there. So I'm in tech certified principal assessor and also instructor for competent and provisional assessor course. I'm also representing Asia for INTEX, particularly Japan, China, India, and Korea. And at the same time, I'm also ARCS certified principal assessor. You might have seen mainly in India, there are so many companies going for maturity model with automotive spice by using maybe Pathfinder scheme. Okay, so I have that capability also. And I'm also member of standard course material developed for competent and provisional assessors. I'm also working as an advisor for Korean and China Spice Network. I have contributed for establishing these networks. And of course, we are working to establish in India also. And during my early times in 2008, 2009, I was the core member for establishment of Nippon Spice Network. Before Nippon Spice Network, there was only one network that was Gate for Spice in Germany. And there was no such group in Japan. So we took initiative and we established, and it is working fine right now. I'm working with Automotive Spice since its inception, when Automotive Spice came into picture. Okay. And also I give consulting for CMI 26262, and also expert in providing integrated solution. I have some of my customer, they are looking the integrated approach by considering 16949, 26262, CMMI, automotive spice, 15504, different customer asking the different standards. But as an organization, we must have one set of the standards or set of the processes, and that our process should meet all respective standards. Okay, and that's what I always say, that standard for your organization is not for standards. Okay, so you should implement all. It is not like this is e-spice process, this is CMMI process is process for your company. Okay, it depend on different assessors, different customers. They can come and use their standards and conduct assessments. So certainly I conducted several assessments, provisional assessor, competent assessor training across globe, and I had been the keynote speakers in various conferences. Okay, so with this my introduction, I will move to project management. Okay, so again I will straightway go project management without further discussing any other topics. Then we can spare some time for question answer also. You know, in automotive spice, there are total 32 processes, and this red part is VDA scope, very popular. Most of the company are going for these processes. Okay, some company go for 20, 21 process also, but mostly is VDA scope. And yes, project management is very, very important process. Project management is backbone for successful completion of any project. So this webinar I have arranged in 4 sections. That is overview of project management, then implementation approach, considering the different best practices, okay, and then I will give you some idea what type of process assets you need to develop to satisfy this process for particular capability levels. And then I will provide you some best practice of the industry, what we do when we consult and coach some of the companies to achieve their targets. So in project management, and again, our project management is focusing automotive spice. Okay, so we should concentrate towards automotive spice. In automotive spice, every process defined with the different components, different elements. Here you can see process is defined with the process ID, that is man.3, process name, project management, then purpose, then outcome, then output work products. Okay, and also the base practice, very important, that I will explain in the implementation section. These are the core element of executing the base practice. So our ultimate aim as an assessor, we are looking that project management you must achieve the purpose of project management. But here you can see that project management process purpose is defined only in 1.5 line. It is not very easy to understand, identify, establish, control, activity, resource, project requirement, constraints. These are the 5-6 very keywords in this. In fact, we need to achieve this. As a project, as an assessor, also as a project manager, you must consider whether my process is achieved or purpose is fulfilled. And to understand this purpose, there are the outcomes are defined. Okay, so it has given you some flexibility, some more information to you, so that you can understand in a better way what are the requirement from the project management point of view. So here you can see the scope of work for the project is defined. Okay, of course I will discuss all these topics in detail. We have good time. And feasibility for achieving the goals. Okay, with the available resource and constraints. Every project, every organization have some constraints. Okay, we don't have unlimited budget. We don't have a lot of resources, lot of competencies. So with available resources, activity, resource, these all to complete the work are sized and estimated. Everything should be estimated, planned in advance. Otherwise, we can't carry the project in time. Interfaces within projects are defined. All relevant stakeholders, all interested parties who have the interest in the successful completion of the project should be defined, should be controlled, should be adjusted. And yes, by considering all these things, we must plan the project. Okay, that is the project planning for execution of project. And then project is monitored, reported. Yes, based on the plan, we are monitoring our progress of the project regularly. It could be daily, weekly, monthly, okay, at milestone, depend your strategies. And progress of the project is monitored, and then the corrective actions. Certainly, once we are monitoring, we will identify some deviations. So we need to correct these deviations. Okay. So this is outcome, and very high level I explain because I want to put more time on base practices. And here we can see the output work products. Output work product means by executing these base practice, then you need to generate the work products. So here is very important part. Some people who are new for automotive spice, they simply pick up the name of these documents and they start developing. So it is not mandatory from spice point of view also that you use the same name. And also in the next year, characteristic of these work product is also defined. You can define your name, okay? You can define your content, but intention is here is the guideline is provided for these work products, okay? That these type of work products should be. But again, it depends what type of document or the name of document you are using, what are the characteristics. Sometimes you are considering one document have the characteristic of different document defined in automotive spice, and that is possible. Or you can have different document in organization, and there can be the one document divided into different documents. That is also possible. Okay, so this is not very mandatory point, but yes, there should be output work product by executing the base practice. So this is very, very high level for automotive spice, what automotive spice outcome, purpose, and output work products. Now we will go to the core part, that is implementation approach of automotive spice. Okay. So core part here, actually I arranged this webinar by explaining you the base practice with the sequence of implementation. Actually, in automotive spice, you will find the serially base practice are listed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that serial number in automotive spice is not providing you the sequence of implementation of these base practice. So it becomes very tough sometimes that how to implement this, which base practice first, which should be second, third, and fourth. And again, automotive spice is not life cycle model. Okay, they are defining what are the best practices. Your company, your organization need to define the life cycles. Okay, so here I tried to divide base practices, divide the base practice into different phases. At very first bar, you can find initiate, plan, monitor, control. These are the different phases. I divided the project management in 4 phases. And left side, I have put the input work products and very, very generic name, what you are using in your organization. So if we are executing the project management, then we have the input document. Okay, and these input documents should be available to execute these base practice. And then right side, I am providing the output work products. By executing these base practice, what results you will get, and these results will be defined in which work products. Okay, and then we have the base practice in the middle of box. Okay, body of this, and then here is assets required to support the base practice implementation. Base practice, certainly you require some template, you require some guidelines, some procedures, some checklist, some standards. Okay, so this is how I have aligned this material by providing the process assets at bottom bar. Okay, and then here is the process major activities. Project management, I have divided into 4 major activities: initiate, plan, monitor, control. And all 4 I will explain one by one every phase by allocating the base practice to these particular major activities. Okay, and again, one more thing, I had divided the base practice also sometime more than 1, sometime 2 times or 3 times, because in automotive spice you will find base practice are listed like identify, monitor, adjust. All these 3 activities cannot be performed together. Identification would be at planning time, monitor at monitoring time, adjust at controlling time. Okay, so I divided this some of the base practice into 1 or 2 depending on their execution timings and allocating to the particular major activities. Okay, here I am providing some of my experience, the implementation approach, how we should understand this scope. BP implementation, what should be in this BP? Because in SPICE, again, it is written 1 line, 2 line maximum. Okay, how to understand this best practice? So I have given so many examples of these. Okay, so this will be my architecture to discuss this. Okay, so now let us go with first activity, that is initiate. Okay, so in initiate, very first BP is define the scope of work. Whenever you are executing any project, okay, we must know what we need to develop, what are our boundaries. Okay, and also very important, in second bullet you can find what is not within scope. That is also equally important actually. In automotive industry and generally OEM, sometimes they send the requirement, the same requirement to different customer, different suppliers, and these suppliers are developing the different products or different ECU or the component, and they ask that, okay, this is your scope, please go ahead. Okay, and also what is within your scope. So that is very important. What feature you need to develop, it should be very clear. What are the milestones, what are the customer requests? Okay, all input document and evidence should be available, all input document. It is not like mail has come, you did not kept your emails. Okay, and email have very important change request, or the change of milestones, or adding new features, or deleting some of the features. Okay, so when we talk about scope, it should be well defined, very clear. Okay, what is the input to your process, and this could be in kickoff or commit with management can see this scope. Next important part, based on the scope, then we develop the project life cycle. Life cycle, we know waterfall life cycle, iterative life cycle, incremental life cycle, spiral. There are so many life cycle in industry. Okay, but you need to find out which life cycle best suit to your project. It could be also suggested by your customer, and also maybe asked by your customer. Okay, so you need to take care about life cycle, because it will help you to define your schedules and dependency between various activities, various tasks. Evaluate feasibility of project, very important part. Can you do it? You receive the project, can you do it? Then you have to look back, you will see your competence. Do you have sufficient competence to perform this activity? Do we have sufficient budget, infrastructures, okay, systems in place, technical adequacy? That gives the answer to this base practice. Evaluate feasibility of the project. Okay, so by considering this, here you can see the input document, sometimes contract, SOW, statement of work, customer milestone, customer requirement, change request. This could be the inputs, and right side you can see output. Project plan initial. Project plan is not yet developed. Okay, project life cycle, project milestone, feature list. And again, please be careful. Here I'm not asking you to develop these 4 different documents. It totally depends on your organization, how you better manage your document. You can develop only 1 document and consider all information in project plan. That is okay. So there is no problem for this. But here I am putting all these information to put a more focus that you should not miss any of the information. Feature list also can be one of the sheet in your project plan. That is absolutely fine. Okay, and at bottom you can see we require guideline. Of course, at end I will show you these assets. Okay, so guideline, procedure, template, checklist, standard, these you require to perform these activities and generating these work products. So at top you can see I divided this process into 4 major activities: initiate, plan, monitor, and control. And our next is the plan. So of course planning is certainly the initiate part is also part of the plan, but I arrange this so that you can understand in better way. And here also You can start seeing BP7-1, BP5-1. Again, identify project interfaces. So if you will read BP7, it is not identify. BP7 is identify, monitor, and adjust. So 3 tasks they are doing. Same in estimate, same in project activity, same in project schedule. Okay. So other part I will explain in the next major activities. So I decompose all these base practice depending on the execution. So identify project interfaces. Here we are looking at communication plan actually. Full-fledged communication plan with all joint activities. Identifying all relevant stakeholders who have the joint activities. Mode of communication, frequency. Okay, who all are participants for this? What are the deliverables? Timings. So all these information is needed for defining the communication plan and to satisfy one part of base practice 7. Another aspects after interface, defining the project activities. So again, define, monitor, adjust. Here is only we are talking define. Planning part. So project activity is not limited to the V cycle. I find when we go for any new company, then people are only listing their development activities. So not only development, but also the support activities. Your configuration management, your quality assurance, your trainings, your business, okay? Define all project activities. Activity should not be limited to the development activity. Business trips, trainings, okay? So please consider each and every activity. Even if you are participating in some training, some seminar, some webinar, that cost also goes to the project. We need to estimate based on the project activities. Based on the project activity, and this is again a backbone of any project success criteria if you have some realistic estimations. And most of the company are weak in estimations. Okay, so we need to estimate all project parameters based on the procedures. It is not like based on your experience. Okay, your experience can work for 1 or 2 small projects, but not very big project and not in long term. So project parameters, these are size, cost, effort, resource, defect, schedules. These are called project parameters. Because based on the estimation, then we plan our projects. Okay. And then ensure the required skills, knowledge, and experience. Yes. Can you do this project? Do we have sufficient skill, or we require some training, or we need to hire some new employee for this? Okay. That we need to take care. If there is some gap, then we must plan the training. Okay, so even in one base practice, ensure required skill, knowledge, and experience. If missing, plan the training. If available, develop a skill matrix. Develop the skill required for project and available skill within the members. So there is 2 skill list, or you can combine. It is totally how you develop, how you manage. Okay, so that is not a problem, but certainly what are the skill needed for the project and what are the skill available with you. Okay, maybe your skill required Java language to develop project. Do we have any Java developer? And that only can come out if you have the skill matrix of your members. Okay, otherwise you can't make out. And if something missing, then certainly we must plan for the training. Schedule, very important part again. Most of the time we find that the schedule is defined one task or activity and only start and date. So here actually we are looking for all activity schedule. Certainly activity you already defined in one part of BP4. All activities, not only development but also management support activities, and schedule by considering the all attribute of the schedule. Planned start date, plan end date, actual start, actual end, dependency, resource, effort, okay, percentage of completions, task information, who is assigned for this task, critical point. So all these things are to be taken care when we are developing the schedule. And after this, then we can find right side, project plan is there, project estimates. Again, estimate can be part of the project plan. Okay, so don't worry by seeing so many work product at right side. You can combine all together, develop one detailed project plan. Communication plan is also one part of project plan. Training plan also, skill list, schedule. Of course, schedule is always try to keep separate. Okay, because regularly you will update the schedule. So it is not a good decision to keep the schedule in your plan and update on regular basis. Okay. So this is about the planning part. And as I already mentioned, like BP7-1, BP5-1. So here is identification, determine, define, plan. Next part is you will find monitor. I have considered a monitoring activity. So I picked up one part of BP7, that is monitor project interfaces. So here we must regularly monitor our project interfaces. Regularly can be weekly or maybe monthly. It totally depends on the type of project and type of interfaces. Senior management, customer can be monitored on agreed timings. Okay. And always keep the evidence. That is very important. Estimates, again, very important part. I observed in so many companies, people develop the estimation at the start of the project and they forget. Okay, they don't care about estimates again, and project is going out of estimation. So this is also needed to check whether our project is going as we estimated in advance, or there is a major deviation or huge deviation. Okay, so estimate also should be monitored regularly with the planned one. Okay, and it should be maybe at milestone or every month. So estimation is not like every day or every week. Okay, another is project activities. Yes, we must monitor weekly, daily project activity depending on your schedule, depending on your monitoring plannings and your monitor schedule. Schedule shall be monitored daily or weekly. Okay, so I will explain some more about these implementation, how, who should monitor, what are the point to be taken care. Okay, so here you can see after monitoring, yes, updated project plan is there, you are developing the status report, schedule updated, milestone report developed, training plan updated, communication plan updated. Okay, so these will be the output after performing these activities or these best practice. Okay, so this is about your monitoring. So after monitoring, yes, review and report the progress. That's what we already mentioned, the output work product. We have the status report and all, BP10. Last phase of this is control. Of course, monitoring, control, or both these goes together. You are monitoring and adjusting. Okay, you are monitoring, removing the deviations, raising the issues, escalations, discussing management, discussing with customers. So here you can see BP7-3, third bar. It means I divided this BP7 into 3 small pieces. Define in planning part, monitor in monitoring, and adjust in control. Okay, so here we are adjusting, taking the corrective preventive actions if any deviations are there, and also we are adjusting the estimates. Okay, either to add some more resource, obtain agreement with customer, reduce some features, delay delivery, accordingly update your estimations, and also taking the corrective preventive action for activities, schedules. Okay, and ensuring the consistency. Consistency is again a very important part and key in process improvement. That is the key. We must ensure the consistency across all documents, not only project plan. Project plan should be consistent with QA plan, with CM plan, with the training plan, with the communication plan. Okay, and also the work product. Even when you will go for automotive spice, consistency also added one base practice. Of course, it was also in previous version, but that was in BP's. I'm talking for engineering processes. And now consistency have more focus. For every engineering process, there is one exclusive base practice for consistency. Okay, so here also we need to ensure the consistency, and then output again would be your project plan, status report, schedule, milestone report, training plan, communication plan, all these informations. So this is about all base practice. Actually, there are total 10 base practice in automotive spice. How we should understand these base practice, that's what I explain in briefly, that every base practice, how we should understand in our own language, because one line or two line is not sufficient to understand this. Okay, next part of this session, I will explain some of the process assets. What are the document you need to develop to execute these best practice. Okay, so here you can see guidelines, procedures, guideline, work instructions. Okay, handbooks, template, checklist, standards. So we are looking project management tailoring guideline. So again, here I am putting the information to satisfy up to capability level 3. You pick up this process. If you are practitioner for automotive spice, your company want to go for automotive spice, simply pick up this slide and start developing this document, and you can achieve level 3. Project management tailoring guideline. Okay, we require the tailoring when we are talking about GP 3.1.1 or 3.2.1, when we are talking about the level 3 requirement. And project management guideline. Of course, there will be the process, overview and description, and also the project management guideline. Then in the next bar, here actually, I am writing more like how to do it. Okay, because your process at what level. Here is more information about how, project planning, estimations, WBS development, project monitoring control, project closure. Okay, so to satisfy your processes, you must have these procedures. It could be procedure, it can be, you can call with any name. Okay, handbook, it can be work instruction. Of course, these terminology have different meaning, but here I'm not going for explaining the meaning of every terminology, but I'm looking something that how you are performing your activities. You call with any name, but there should be some material which can satisfy your execution of the processes. And again, of course, I put this one in 5 work product. You can develop only one work product. Write down project management guideline, project management procedures, or you can have project planning guideline and project monitoring guideline, and then put all these stuff in one of the guideline or any of the required guideline. Okay, so there's no bondation actually whether you make one document or 10 document, but point is we must have all the informations available in these documents. Next, in green part, templates. Yes, if we are executing, we must have the project plan template, release plan template, training plan template, risk management plan template, communication plan, project schedule template, milestone schedule, work breakdown structure template, estimation template, progress report template, milestone report, closure report, organization chart, skill list. Again, you can develop all these template in one document, or you can make 10 different documents. But yes, these are the important point, and you must consider in your organization to develop these assets for better execution of the project. And again, if you are top level 2, and not only level 2, at level 1 also, if you will see the engineering process, and consistency only can be checked by conducting the review, and review will be performed by using the review checklist. Okay, so we require the checklist, project plan review checklist. So project plan, here I'm considering all aspects in the project plan. Project management process audit checklist, this is required for QA. QA is conducting the audit for all the processes, so we require one audit checklist for the project. We require project progress review checklist. We require project milestone review checklist, project closure review checklist. So these checklists also should be available with you if you are planning to achieve automotive spice level 2 requirement. For level 2, yes, we require this. Okay, standard, I don't find any standard at this time, but maybe. Okay, so this is all about the process assets which we are looking that you must have if you are executing the project management, and same set of assets for any other process. Let's say software design, and software design also require the procedures, template, checklist, guidelines, tailoring guidelines. Okay, so this is about the process assets, very important slides for you if you are looking for spice requirement. And here industry best practices, some of the examples. Okay, very few examples, not a complete project management which I can support or help you to execute your project management. Here is project plan. If project plan is there, then at least we should consider all these chapters, or if you are making the Excel plan, then Excel sheet. We should have the cost planning, milestone planning, issues, communication plan, risk planning, proposals, project defined process. Project defined process, by using the tailoring guideline with the standard process, you define the process or tailored the process to execute in your project. That should be the part of project plan. WBS, work breakdown structure, personal planning, workload planning, okay, prerequisites, effort, size, cost estimations, activity schedules. Okay, so whenever you are developing the plan, put these sections and start explaining and start providing the information. Your project plan template is complete. Okay, scope. You know, in BP1 we have seen, and I explained some of the example of the scope, what we should consider in scope, but some more information I am providing here. We must give the description of the product or the service. Of course, in our project management, service is not there. Okay, we are only focusing on product, overview of all deliverables, what you are going to deliver. Okay, scope may change during the development phase due to change request. Goals scope should have been checked if they are feasible. So goal and scope, yes, is it feasible or not? Of course, we have the BP theory for the feasibility. Okay, but when you are defining that time also, you should consider in scope whether we can. Number, name of the features, quantified project goal, targets, okay, to achieve no time delay or QCD, okay, quality cost delivery, zero defect delivery. Okay, so these are some more examples to define a project scope to satisfy our BP1. Okay, life cycle, yes, we know there are so many life cycles, typically composed of several phases: planning, concept. And here life cycle is not only limited to the development processes, but also the life cycle of your non-engineering processes. Phases are separated by milestone. There should be well-defined gates between two phases. Development phase is detailed in process models, and it is heavily influenced by your OEM. OEM means customer, this original equipment manufacturer. Okay, so certainly you will deliver the product based on the request of your OEM or customer or tier 1. Okay, and can be obtained from industry standard, or you can define by yourself. It totally depends on your type of the projects. Waterfall life cycle, Here we have seen, you might have seen these life cycle in industry. We are going directly one by one processes. We have the incremental life cycle. Okay, so that way you can define by considering you have to check your characteristic of the project, and accordingly you can define your life cycle. Here I also considered some more information about the estimations, how we must estimate. Actually, in industry also there are the various estimation models there. Methods are available. Okay, wideband, Delphi, function point analysis, COCOMO model. Okay, some more are there. I will explain something. So here we have some information, some input data, some organization data is available with you. Then very first is we are estimating the size. Okay, size can be your SLOC, software line of code, function point, feature list, number of activities, number of requirement. Okay, so that, and based on that then we are estimating the efforts. And effort and cost, this is very easy to estimate. Okay, by calculating, by multiplying the cost of every resource and also adding your tools related resources. Schedule and resource estimation, that is your schedule and also the resource. So resource is both, okay, human resource and your infrastructure and tools. This is how you can go, you can develop like this estimation procedure and start explaining one by one block. Okay, so estimates, yes, I mentioned some of the estimation methods: Delphi, 3-point, function point. There are so many. If you will Google, you will get a lot of information about this, and I'm sure you are maybe executing in your projects. Okay, expert estimation is widespread. Yes, most of the time experts are estimating. It is recommended to have minimum 2 experts. At least one expert should be reviewed by second. And size, this is also good examples. What is size? Like I mentioned in previous slide, LOC, number of pages, number of features, functions supported by historical data, module of medium size, high complexity, and all. These can help you to identify the, to estimate the size of the project. Okay, and based on the size, then you are estimating effort, cost of staff, other cost, tools, trainings, coachings, schedule, time, duration of the projects, allocation of resource, documentation of all estimates including all assumptions and risk. Okay, don't leave anything. You need to estimate. If you have to do some rework, your defect is not yet identified, but you have to keep some buffer. Okay, change is inevitable, change will come. You need to make some buffer to estimate the changes in later stage, to plan the changes. You can't say that I don't have any change, so I don't estimate. Okay, Delphi technique, I have put some of the points here. Create some several experts group. Here every group can guess. Okay, and then they can compute the average, and it can be presented to the other group, and then again make the secret guess. Individual guesses are again averaged. If new average different from the previous one, then go for 4, else new average. Okay, so this is very simple method where we can make the group of the experts, okay, different groups, and get the estimates of different group, and then reach to the decisions. Example of the WBS. Okay, and again these are examples. Okay, you can make your WBS work breakdown structure. Start decomposing your different major activities. Here I have decomposed with project management, product requirement, design, construction, integration, test. Okay, divided into different sub activities. Okay, so that way you can, and then based on the WBS, next is developing the schedule based on your WBS. Okay, I also put one table for the risk management, and that is your risk minimum requirement. Identify all the risk of the project. And interestingly, risk management is not within scope of VDA. And risk management is very separate process in Automotive Spice, MEN.5. Okay, but we cannot ignore, if at all it is not in the scope of VDA and your company is not considering risk management process, then also you need to consider the risk within your project management. Okay, identify risk, then risk analysis, the probability, impact, exposures, duration, mitigation, contingency, person responsible, monitoring, and that is fine. Now you should explain what is probability, what is impact, their scales, okay, their factors, okay, and then you can develop this one sheet. You can develop in your project plan, or you can have the risk management plan separate document. Okay, so that's what I say. By using all these informations, you can start implementing the Automotive Spice in your project. Communication plan, how your communication plan should look like. Okay, make one matrix. Define all joint activities in first communication type. All joint activity means all joint activity where more than one person are involved. It could be your design review, it can be status reporting, okay, team meetings, kickoff meetings, and then objective of communication. What is the objective? What is the medium? Mode of communication, face to face, through WebEx, through internet, through email, okay, so conference call, so different. And then frequency, okay, every week, one day, once, or monthly, or as needed. Then audience, who are the participant, the stakeholders to participate, owner, okay, who is the person responsible to execute this meeting or these activities, and finally the deliverables, what are the output of this, okay, and this will help you for developing your communication plan. Okay, so it is not like a very lot of information is needed. With small pieces, if you start collecting and writing, then you can achieve the spice requirement in your organization. Okay, organization chart, mostly you will find like this organization chart in automotive industry. Okay, it is not like very straightforward. First is the project manager, that project manager is the boss. No, here is director, senior manager is there, then there are the different department is there, or line managers, some of the company call them, section manager, some of the company call system manager, software manager. Every resource is reporting to their department managers. And there is one more department of the managers, manager for the project, and here we have the project managers. Okay, and we get the staff from the different department, and it is more like coordination job in a project. Okay, but here in this organization you can see that project manager, this staff is not directly reporting to the project manager. For their all admin management purpose they are reporting to their managers, but for functional point of view they are reporting to project manager. Okay, so this is MEN 3 project management. Project management is not limited only to the project manager by seeing this organization chart. In that case, your line managers also within the scope of this project management, because they are responsible for resources. They are responsible for competency of resources. They are responsible for training of the resources. Okay, so we can't keep only the project management responsible and all go off. Okay, so because Automotive Spice is talking for MEN.3 project management. Now it depends on your company who is performing these tasks. Yes, most of the tasks of this project management performed by project manager, but some of the tasks may be by line managers also. So it totally depends how your organization is arranged your staff to work. Here I have provided the role responsibility, only one example. And of course, when we are developing the project plan, then we are defining the role responsibility of every members. Okay, every members there, managing, leading. So some of the responsibility I mentioned only for project managers. managing, leading the project team, detailed planning, controlling, recording, managing the issues, monitoring, providing a status report, okay, closely working with users, coordinations. So these all you need to take care. So again, you can take the idea of this, pick up your all the roles in organization, start defining their responsibilities. Okay, at least you can meet the role responsibility requirement of project management. Monitoring. So monitoring again, this is also very important part. Monitoring is not like you are monitoring every month or in bi-weekly or going in every quarter or at milestone only. It should be the regular one. Okay, project monitoring should be regular throughout its life cycle. Monitor all estimated project parameters. Frequency of monitoring could be daily, weekly, monthly, or at milestone. Develop a status report at every milestone. Check the progress. Okay, conduct trend analysis, escalate the issues. All these information you need to take care and also define these requirement for monitoring of the projects. So here we can see we have the team members, team leaders, project leader, project manager, senior manager. Just a recommendation. Team managers, team members, every week they are reporting to team leader every week reporting to project leader is reporting weekly or bi-weekly to the project manager, and maybe senior manager every month. Okay, so this is just a idea to show you how we should conduct our monitoring. At last, when your project is closed, then yes, you can determine what went right, what did not work, lesson learned, reusables, how it could be made better. So again, at the end, again, you must have a closure report. Okay, find out what was good, what was the lesson learned, what we can reuse for the next projects. Okay, to improve your organizations based on lesson learned. Okay, so this is how we should close our project and the requirement of automotive spice for project management. Okay, so with this, I think I have completed my all material or what I want to discuss today. Okay, with this, that's all, and thank you for listening me. And we have some time, we can certainly discuss some of the questions. Okay, so if you have any questions, I would request first please send me the chat message so that I can ask that particular person, okay, to ask the question. Thank you very much. I'm not finding any questions. Can I ask? Yes, Prashant, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much for your detailed explanation. My question is on, see, we were discussing on the project management plan, right, which will have a different elements to explain how we are going to carry out our project.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we are dealing with our customers. The majority of the customers, they are asking, see, whenever we start any project, they ask QAP, quality assurance plan. Okay. Hello.
Correct. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, most of the customers, be it aerospace customers or maybe automotive customers, they ask quality assurance plan. Now the confusion is, when I see this quality assurance plan, it covers 99% of all project management plan information. Exactly, it is another copy of project management plan. So I would like to know, is there any light difference between project management plan, or can we still consider QAP, that is a quality assurance plan, as an organizational level?
No,
same as a
actually-
project management plan, because element. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Actually, Actually, here, no, first of all, these are not the same plan, but they are consistent. There is a big difference in consistency and the same plan. Objective of both plan are different. You pick up one activity, any activity. You are defining the activity for your software designer to develop a design in project plan. QA, there is no need for QA to define the complete activity of this QA, no need to define a complete activity of software design. QA is responsible to conduct the quality of the work product and the process. QA will define only the process audit schedule and the work product audit schedule, and to achieve the quality in the projects. In automotive SPICE point of view, quality assurance, the main objective of quality assurance is to ensure the quality of process and quality of work product. QA should be totally independent. Project management plan is day-to-day activity of the project. Day-to-day activity, QA is not involved. Okay, QA is more like inspector or the assurance in charge, or okay, so it is not like same. Actually, there is a big difference. QA responsibility is to check only the quality, not each and everything of the project. But yes, yeah, quality audits, it should be consistent with the project plan. If software design is not yet completed, how you can conduct the audit of software design? So certainly this information will come from the project. Plus, both organizations are different. They are independent with each other. Okay, I can consider configuration management plan, risk management plan, test plan. They can be in one document, project plan. But QA is always an independent organization. I always recommend to have a separate plan, because management is separate, approval is separate. Okay.
Okay.
Is that okay, Prashant?
Yeah, thank you so much. This was a confusion in the sense, when the customer sends his requirement, he in the name of quality assurance plan, under that there will be one element, what exactly we discussed today, the independent of quality assurance are listed under this. So that was typically a confusion point, whether QAP as a whole, or maybe one element within that, or maybe one element within the project management plan, which demonstrate what are all the quality plans, quality activities, including audit, process audit, everything. Yeah, I understand. Thank you very much.
Okay, so Prashant, here I would also like to add one more point. This name is also sometimes confused,
Yes.
They may be calling quality assurance plan, but it may be the project plan. So it is also when people are not very clear about SPICE or customers, they are using the terminology, and when it comes to the SPICE scope, then people are focusing it is QA or project plan. It may be name is quality plan, but it is totally project plan if you open. Okay, that
Yes.
is also okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, next question is, I can't find the name, but A-Spice level 2 also talk about many 3 aspects. Could you explain more about it? Okay, actually, yes. If you will go through, if you rigorously implementing automotive SPICE level 1 and project management, quality assurance, configuration management, and review process, 4 process, then achieving level 2 is not tough actually. Okay, but then you need to consider what are the processes you are considering for level 2. Are you implementing project management in that process? Because I know the major problem comes in PRM, CRM. You say my project management is very strong, and when I see the PRM, then there is no estimation for the defects, there is no planning for the defect, there is no responsibility for the defect. If you take care all these, then yes, it support a huge planning is there, schedule, because what is level 2? Level 2 asks you identify objective, plan the process, monitor the process. Okay, and your adjust your process schedules, role responsibility, interfaces also provided here in BP7. Okay, communication plan, human resources, template, checklist, these all are is available in your QA. And also GP 2.2.2 and 2.2.3, totally configuration management. Do your configuration management effectively, sub.8, then you can achieve. Yes, why not? It will help you, but you should make sure that you are considering for your all target processes. Okay. Any other question, please?
Sunil, hello, I'm Poonam Sathe. So this was a question from me. Thank you for answering the question. If you allow me, I have another question. Is that fine if I ask it?
Please, Poonam, go ahead.
Right, thank you. So my question is now related to monitoring. So when we say we should regularly monitor and adjust the planning, so my question is, do we need to build the trends of the objectives or whatever objectives or goals we have defined in the manual or project plan? And that trend is that mandatory?
No, actually now you are talking GP 2.1.1, identify objective of every process. This is your question?
Yeah, so once those objectives are identified, now MAN3 also takes care of monitoring those objectives and then doing the adjustments in the schedule or other aspects, if any. So when we are checking MAN3 base practices, do we also check if the objective trends are established and those are monitored on regular basis?
Okay, so now I will understand your question. I will repeat first your question. There is a level 2 requirement in GP 2.1.1 that asks identify objectives. Okay, number one, it is not necessary that you define only quantitative objective. Qualitative subjective objective is also possible. Up to level 3, no one asks you, you define always the quantitative objectives. Okay, so that is possible. So you define, I'm ensuring the integrity of all my development work product, and it could be the objective of your configuration management process. Now your question comes whether we will monitor or not. Yes, when we are going for level 2, GP 2.1.1, identify objective. Based on the objective, you are developing a plan. Plan should be linked with your objective. Based on the plan, you are monitoring GP 2.2.3. Based on the monitoring, you are adjusting GP 2.1.5, 1.4. And then you are assigning role responsibility 2.1.5. Okay. Then human resources, infrastructure 2.1.6, and then 2.1.7 is interfaces. Okay. So now your question comes, if you define quantitative objective, certainly you should monitor because you are collecting every month. That is monitoring. And when you are collecting, trend is going automatically. You will check every month how our objective is going. So you can't say that I defined objective and forget. Okay. So monitoring, yes, we must monitor. But objective, if you say I need to check the trend, it totally depend on you. I'm not checking I'm not developing that objective by using the quantitative data. I'm only just using the qualitative data, and I'm just checking that. So trend is also not necessary.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Andy, thank you for talk. I have a question. Is the size estimation a must? Yes, it is must in BP5. Can we estimate the effort of task directly? So task is also a size. Why you say that task is not size? Okay. So that can be the size of WBS. And based on the task, that is possible that you can go the estimation based on the task. And some of the company are doing based on WBS, they are developing the estimation. So size have very, very big scope. size is not limited only the number of requirement or SLOC. Number of activities also size. Okay. Any other question?
Sunil Poonam again. Other than automotive SPICE standard, do you recommend any other reference for automotive SPICE?
Means other than automotive SPICE standard, then for automotive means what you are looking?
So do we have a guideline, because this is a standard again, so it has a limited information. So is it elaborated somewhere?
Yeah. Actually, not it is elaborated, but recently VDA had developed one guideline for automotive SPICE, and that book you can buy from VDA website. So this guidebook is defined for understanding best practice in better way and for ratings and their dependency between one to other. Okay, so that guideline is there. There is a 2-day training is also there from VDA in tech certified VDA guideline training, of course without examination. And if you will Google, you will find some automotive SPICE book also. Even we also developed one book. I was in Japan, and that time we developed, but it is in Japanese, so no use here. Nikki BP published. If you will go Amazon and all, you will find the book. And some European company also developed some guidebooks for automotive SPICE. That also you can buy.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, if no further question, then thank you very much. And my next training would be for provisional assessor from September 7 to 11. Okay, if any of your colleague want to participate, they can forward registration to me. And also I will send the email for feedback. I will be happy to see your feedback. Okay, and thank you very much. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you.